soft orchestral music fades in, with visuals of London ballrooms, masquerade masks, and Benedict Bridgerton, smiling at a mysterious woman. It's finally happening. Bridgerton fans, the wait for Season 4 might be much shorter than we thought. New leaks, first look details, and a shocking release clue have surfaced. And it's pointing toward an early 2026 premiere. From Benedict's romantic masquerade to Eloise's mysterious new love interest, Bridgerton Season 4 is already shaping up to be the most emotional and visually stunning chapter yet. I'm Gnome, and you're watching Sugarbee, where we bring you everything you need to know about your favorite shows before anyone else. So grab your tea, adjust your gloves, and let's step into the ballroom because this time, love has a brand new face. The moment the final cut echoed on set in June 2025, Bridgerton Season 4 officially entered one of the most crucial phases of its creation, post-production. After months of intricate costume fittings, breathtaking set designs, and emotionally charged performances, the cast and crew finally wrapped filming, marking the end of a major chapter and the beginning of a new countdown. But this time, something feels different. There's an urgency, a quiet but determined race against time happening behind the polished walls of Netflix's editing suites. Historically, Bridgerton has been known for taking its time between seasons. The grandeur, visual splendor, and musical perfection of the show demand meticulous post-production work. For example, Season 3 finished filming in March 2023 but didn't hit Netflix until May 2024. A gap of over 14 months. That long wait tested fans' patience, even though the result was worth every second. However, this time around, Netflix is determined to change the rhythm. Insiders close to the production have revealed that the Bridgerton team has significantly ramped up its workflow. Normally, the editing, color grading, VFX, and sound design stages unfold sequentially, but for Season 4, they're happening almost simultaneously. The reason? The streaming giant is feeling the pressure to keep its audience engaged amid rising competition. Shows like House of the Dragon, The Crown, and The Gilded Age are all vying for the same viewers. Netflix knows that if Bridgerton disappears from the cultural conversation for too long, it risks losing momentum. To avoid that, Netflix has reportedly doubled the size of its post-production crew. More editors have been brought in, the VFX team has expanded, and the sound design department is working around the clock to meet a tighter deadline. It's a massive logistical challenge, but one that could pay off beautifully. Normally, after wrapping filming, a series like Bridgerton would enter a calm, deliberate phase of refinement, balancing lighting tones, enhancing the musical score, and digitally perfecting each ballroom scene. But this time, the process is being reimagined. Each department is overlapping in workflow. While one team edits scenes, another is already layering the orchestral soundtrack. While colorists polish the visuals, costume designers work with CGI artists to ensure the shimmer and movement of gowns appear flawless on screen. The push for an earlier release also comes from the fans themselves. Ever since the explosive end of Season 3, social media has been flooded with requests, speculations, and even petitions urging Netflix to fast-track the next chapter. The production team heard the call loud and clear. They've reportedly set an internal target to finish post-production within 6 to 8 months, which would make a January or February 2026 release possible. It's an ambitious goal, shaving off nearly half the time compared to previous seasons. But given how long audiences have waited to see Benedict Bridgerton finally take center stage, the effort seems justified. Every heartbeat in the editing room is now tied to a promise that fans won't have to wait until August 2026 to re-enter the dazzling world of the Ton. As the countdown continues, all eyes are on Netflix. If the post-production race succeeds, Bridgerton Season 4 could mark a turning point, not just for the series, but for how Netflix handles its most beloved franchises moving forward. The ballroom is nearly ready, the masks are being polished, and the anticipation has never felt this electric. In the world of Bridgerton, every secret hides in plain sight, and this time, the biggest clue to Season 4's release date isn't in a trailer or a press release, but in a book. For devoted fans who followed the show closely, this pattern has become something of a Bridgerton tradition. Each season is paired with a special tie-in edition of Julia Quinn's original novels, beautifully redesigned to match the Netflix adaptation, and their release dates have always foreshadowed when the new season would arrive. Let's take a stroll down memory lane. Back in 2020, when Bridgerton first took the world by storm, the tie-in edition of The Duke and I, which inspired Season 1, was released on December 1st, just 25 days before the show's Christmas Day premiere. Fans at the time thought it was a coincidence, but by Season 2, it became clear there was a pattern forming. The Viscount, Who Loved Me tin dropped on March 15, 2022, and merely 10 days later, Season 2 graced Netflix screens on March 25. Then, in 2024, the connection became undeniable. The romancing Mr. Bridgerton tie-in, which corresponded with Colin and Penelope's love story, was released on May 7, and Season 3 followed just 9 days later, on May 16, 343. The rule was set: when the book hits shelves, the show soon follows. Now fast forward to the present. The tie-in for Bridgerton Season 4, An Offer from a Gentleman, has been officially scheduled for release on January 13, 2026. To fans who know the pattern, this isn't just another book date, it's a flashing neon signal. History tells us that when the book arrives, the series follows within a couple of weeks. That would place Bridgerton Season 4's release window between late January and early February 2026. This clue isn't accidental. Netflix and publisher Avon Books have worked closely together since the first season to synchronize marketing and fan engagement. The book's release is designed to rekindle excitement, allowing readers to dive into the source material just before seeing it come alive on screen. It's a clever strategy, one that blends literature and television in perfect harmony. Even though Netflix hasn't officially confirmed the premiere date yet, industry insiders and fans are convinced that the tie-in's timing is intentional. After all, in 3 consecutive seasons, the gap between book release and show premiere has never exceeded a few weeks. To break that pattern now would only create confusion and diminish the build-up Netflix has meticulously crafted, adding to the speculation. Promotional materials for An Offer from a Gentleman reportedly include subtle nods to the upcoming season, featuring Benedict Bridgerton's silhouette in a masquerade mask, hints of silver embroidery, and an updated tagline that reads, "Every masquerade hides a truth worth unveiling." This perfectly aligns with the storyline leaks that mention a grand masquerade ball as the pivotal moment when Benedict meets Sophie. Fans have already taken to social media, flooding TikTok and Reddit with countdowns based on this January release date. Some even predict that Netflix might announce the official premiere trailer just days after the tie-in drops, matching their marketing pattern from Season 3. So, while Netflix remains silent for now, Bridgerton's loyal viewers already know how to read between the lines. The tie-in book isn't just a collector's item, it's the secret invitation to the season's grand debut. If past trends hold true, the ballroom doors will swing open for Bridgerton Season 4 before February 2026. And every clue points to that moment coming sooner than anyone expected. In a world where gossip reigns supreme, sometimes the juiciest secrets are hiding on the bookshelves. When Netflix finally lifted the curtain during its February 2025 showcase, fans were treated to their first official glimpse of Bridgerton Season 4, and it was nothing short of breathtaking. The brief teaser, just over a minute long, was filled with shimmering candlelight, swirling silk gowns, and the intoxicating promise of romance, secrets, and scandal. From the very first frame, it was clear that this season would push the boundaries of the Bridgerton world visually, emotionally, and culturally. The teaser opened with an opulent ballroom bathed in golden light, guests adorned in lavish masquerade, masks twirled across the marble floor to the rhythm of a string quartet's rendition of a modern pop song rumored to be a classical cover of Dua Lipa's Dance the Night. In the center of it all, a masked man in a midnight blue suit paused as his gaze locked on a mysterious woman in silver. The camera lingered on his eyes, and fans instantly recognized that familiar intensity. Benedict Bridgerton had arrived. This small moment confirmed what book readers had been hoping for. Bridgerton Season 4 will finally tell Benedict's love story, based on Julia Quinn's novel, An Offer from a Gentleman. The chemistry between Benedict and the masked woman, widely believed to be Sophie Beckett, his love interest, was palpable even in those fleeting seconds. Viewers caught the tiniest glimpse of her smile before she disappeared into the crowd, setting the tone for a season built on intrigue, hidden identities, and the search for true love beneath society's glittering facade. But it wasn't just London's elite that captivated fans' attention. In a surprising twist, the teaser also took viewers halfway across the world, to India. A series of quick shots showed Anthony and Kate Sharma riding through lush landscapes, standing atop palace terraces, and participating in a vibrant Holi-like celebration, colors bursting through the air. These visuals confirmed that the beloved couple's journey continues far beyond England's borders, exploring Kate's heritage and family roots. This narrative expansion marks one of Bridgerton's most ambitious creative leaps. Yet, Costume designer Sophie Beckett and her team have drawn heavy inspiration from Mughal and Rajput artistry, blending Indian motifs, jewel-toned silks, and intricate gold embroidery with the show's signature Regency silhouettes. The result is a fashion revolution that bridges continents and eras, giving the series a renewed visual identity while honoring Kate's background in a stunning, respectful way. Fans were also quick to spot brief cameos from familiar faces: Eloise walking confidently through a bustling market with a stack of books, Penelope penning letters under candlelight, and Lady Danbury sharing a knowing glance with Violet Bridgerton. Each moment hinted at deeper subplots waiting to unfold, questions of independence, friendship, and self-discovery that continue to define the series. Netflix's first look may have lasted mere seconds, but its impact was immediate. Social media lit up within hours. Benedict Bridgerton and Masquerade Ball trended globally, and fan theories flooded TikTok and Twitter. The teaser promised elegance and emotion, but more importantly, it revealed a Bridgerton world evolving beyond its own borders. If the showcase taught us anything, it's that Season 4 isn't just about another love story, it's about transformation. The season will blend London's sophistication with India's vibrancy, bridging not only cultures but also hearts. And judging by the reactions, fans are more than ready to unmask the secrets that lie within the next chapter of the Bridgerton saga. For years, fans have been waiting for Benedict Bridgerton to step into the spotlight, and now, in Bridgerton Season 4, his story finally takes center stage. If Season 3 was about friendship transforming into love, Season 4 is about love defying the rigid boundaries of class, power, and expectation. At its core lies a romance that feels timeless yet daringly modern: Benedict and Sophie's forbidden affair. Set against the glittering, gossip-filled world of Regency London, the season reportedly opens with a breathtaking Masquerade Ball, a scene that defines the essence of Bridgerton. Romance wrapped in mystery, elegance intertwined with danger. Beneath the flicker of chandeliers and the hum of a waltz, Benedict, ever the dreamer and artist, finds himself drawn to a woman cloaked in silver. Her laughter is soft, her presence magnetic, and her mask hides not only her face but her true identity. This is Sophie Beckett, the illegitimate daughter of an earl, forced to live as a servant under the cruel watch of her stepmother, Araminta. Gunning for one night, Sophie escapes her life of servitude, donning a borrowed gown and attending the ball in disguise. It's there she and Benedict share their fateful dance, one that will alter both their lives. Their chemistry is undeniable, the kind that silences the room. Yet, before Benedict can learn her name, Sophie vanishes into the night, leaving behind only a glove, a symbolic echo of Cinderella's slipper. From there, the season begins its slow, emotional unraveling. Benedict becomes obsessed with finding the mysterious woman from the ball, even as society pushes him toward matches deemed appropriate. When he eventually discovers Sophie's true identity, not a noblewoman, but a maid, his world is shaken. For the first time, Benedict must confront the hypocrisy of the very world he belongs to. His artistic soul sees beyond titles and lineage. But London's high society does not forgive easily. Their relationship becomes a secret dance between passion and peril. Every meeting is laced with risk, every word, a potential scandal. Sophie, torn between her heart and her duty, knows that love with a Bridgerton could destroy her reputation and Benedict's standing alike. Yet Benedict's devotion doesn't waver. He sees Sophie not as a servant, but as his muse, his equal in spirit and intelligence. However, their love doesn't go unchallenged. Araminta, gunning Sophie's vindictive stepmother, becomes the season's central antagonist. Determined to marry one of her own daughters into the Bridgerton family, Araminta manipulates London's gossip mills and orchestrates cruel schemes to expose Sophie's identity. Her ambition knows no limits, and the resulting feud threatens to tear both families apart. In many ways, Benedict and Sophie's story mirrors the classic Cinderella myth, but with the emotional complexity and social realism that Bridgerton does best. Instead of glass slippers and fairy godmothers, this love story unfolds amidst whispers, betrayals, and choices that challenge the very foundation of the ton. What makes their romance so powerful is not just its beauty, but its defiance. It's a story about seeing beyond appearances, about daring to love freely in a world obsessed with status. Benedict's journey will test his ideals, his loyalty, and his courage, transforming him from a carefree artist into a man willing to risk everything for the woman he loves. In Bridgerton, Season 4, love isn't just a matter of the heart, it's an act of rebellion. No one understands the language of love and duty better than Violet Bridgerton. Throughout the series, she has been the heart of the Bridgerton family, guiding her children through heartbreaks, scandals, and triumphs. with grace and quiet wisdom. But in Bridgerton Season 4, Violet's role takes a surprising turn. She becomes not just the nurturing mother, but the architect of a love story that challenges everything the ton believes in. The season's emotional center begins to shift when Violet notices something different about her second son, Benedict. Gone is the playful, carefree artist who once charmed London's elite with his wit and charm. In his place stands a man haunted, distracted, lost in thought, and clearly hiding a secret. Violet, ever perceptive, knows immediately that her son's heart has been captured. What she doesn't yet know is that the woman who holds it, Sophie Beckett, is considered by society to be far beneath him, but Violet Bridgerton has never cared much for society's opinion. When whispers begin to circulate about Benedict's mysterious affection for a servant girl, the Dowager Viscountess does not scold or shame him. Instead, she quietly begins to investigate. Using her connections and keen intuition, Violet delves into Sophie's past, determined to understand who this woman truly is. What she uncovers changes everything. Through old letters and household records, Violet learns that Sophie Beckett is no ordinary maid. She is, in fact, the illegitimate daughter of the late Earl of Penwood, a noble birthright long buried by scandal and jealousy. Her cruel stepmother, Araminta Gunning, had kept this secret hidden to maintain control over Sophie and secure her own daughters' positions within high society. Violet's discovery becomes the turning point of the season. Armed with this truth, she confronts Araminta in one of the series' most dramatic scenes. With her characteristic elegance and moral authority, Violet exposes the deception not out of vengeance, but to restore Sophie's dignity. The revelation sends shockwaves through the ton. Overnight, Sophie Beckett is no longer the invisible maid. She is recognized as the daughter of an earl, a woman of noble blood who rightfully belongs among London's elite. This revelation doesn't just rewrite Sophie's fate, it changes how everyone perceives Benedict's love for her. What was once viewed as scandalous becomes a tale of destiny. The Bridgerton family rallies around the couple, their bond strengthened by Violet's unwavering belief in true love. Even Queen Charlotte, ever the watcher of London's social chessboard, is rumored to take interest in the match, admiring Violet's courage to defy convention. What makes this arc so compelling is how it mirrors Violet's own past. She too defied societal norms when she married for love, not status. In helping Benedict and Sophie, Violet reclaims her younger self, proving that love, when pure, deserves to be honored, not hidden. And while Julia Quinn's original novel ends without the grand spectacle of a wedding, Netflix may take creative liberty here. Insiders suggest Season 4 could conclude with the kind of fairy tale moment fans have been yearning for. A Bridgerton ball turned wedding, complete with a slow waltz under the chandeliers, where Violet proudly watches her son dance with his true equal. In the end, Violet Bridgerton becomes the silent force behind the season's emotional triumph. She is not just the family matriarch, she is the Queen of Hearts, rewriting the rules of love and status, proving once again that in the power of a mother's heart can change the fate of the entire ton. While Benedict Bridgerton's romantic journey takes center stage in Bridgerton Season 4, his sharp-tongued and fiercely independent sister Eloise will quietly begin carving her own path toward love, one that defies convention and expectations at every turn. Unlike her siblings, Eloise has never dreamed of a fairy tale marriage or a glittering ballroom proposal. Her heart beats for freedom, intellect, and purpose, and this season will finally give her the space to explore all three. In Julia Quinn's novels, Eloise's love story unfolds with Sir Philip Crane, a widower she begins corresponding with after the death of Marina Thompson. Their romance grows through letters filled with wit, honesty, and vulnerability, ultimately leading to marriage. However, the Bridgerton Netflix series has already reshaped many relationships and timelines, and in doing so, it seems to be steering Eloise in a very different direction. Fans will remember Marina Thompson's tragic arc in Season 2, her quiet retreat from London and emotional goodbye to the Featherington. Since then, neither Marina nor Sir Philip has appeared, and their absence leaves a clear narrative gap. This opens the door for a fresh storyline, one that feels more authentic to the Eloise we've come to know on screen, rebellious, curious, and unafraid to challenge the rigid world around her. Enter Theo Sharp, the passionate, intelligent printer's apprentice, introduced in Season 2. From their very first interaction, Eloise and Theo's chemistry was undeniable. Their late-night debates about women's rights, literature, and social equality revealed a spark unlike any other relationship in the series. For Eloise, Theo represented something new, a connection based not on status or appearance, but on mutual respect and shared ideals. Season 4 is rumored to rekindle that connection. After Eloise's fallout with Penelope Featherington in Season 3 and her decision to retreat from the Tun's social games, she finds herself drawn once again to Theo's world, a place of ink-stained hands, radical pamphlets, and revolutionary thought. Their relationship grows in the quiet corners of printing shops and candlelit discussions about change. But with their different social standings, love between them would be scandalous, perhaps even dangerous. Still, this is Bridgerton, where love often blossoms through defiance. Eloise's arc may mirror Benedict and Sophie's in one key way: both challenge the strict class divisions that define London's high society. But where Benedict finds acceptance through revelation and heritage, Eloise's path may remain uncertain. She might have to choose between her reputation and her heart, between the safety of the Bridgerton name and the thrill of true connection. There's also the emotional complexity of her friendship with Penelope, now Lady Whistledown, to consider. As Eloise continues her journey of self-discovery, her trust in others will be tested. Can she forgive Penelope's betrayal? Or will Theo become the one person who truly understands her need to live beyond gossip and expectations? If Season 4 plays its cards right, Eloise's budding romance could be one of the most refreshing and thought-provoking arcs of the series. It's not just about love, it's about identity, freedom, and the courage to follow one's convictions. Even when society disapproves, by the end of the season, we may not see Eloise fully in love yet, but we'll see the beginnings of a new kind of romance, one built on equality, intellect, and the belief that love doesn't always have to fit inside the ballroom. For a Bridgerton like Eloise, that's exactly the kind of love story she deserves. Even as excitement builds for Bridgerton Season 4, the world of the Tun is already preparing for its next grand affair. Behind the velvet curtains and candlelit halls, work on Bridgerton Season 5 has quietly begun. And this early start might be the best news fans could hope for. According to production insiders, the writer's room for Bridgerton Season 5 officially opened months ago, signaling that Netflix and Shondaland are wasting no time keeping the romance alive. This proactive move marks a major shift in the show's production strategy, after fans voiced frustration over the long waits between previous seasons, often stretching over a year and a half. Netflix seems determined to shorten the gap this time around by starting early. The creative team ensures that the scripts, storylines, and character arcs are ready to go as soon as filming wraps on Season 4's post-production. This streamlined approach could mean that Bridgerton Season 5 begins filming as early as mid-2026, setting the stage for a possible release in late 2026 or early 2027. If that happens, it would be the fastest turnaround in Bridgerton's history, a reward long overdue for its loyal, passionate fan base. So, what will Season 5 bring? All signs point to Francesca Bridgerton taking center stage. Her story, both tender and bittersweet, begins in the Scottish Highlands, a fresh setting that promises breathtaking landscapes and a new emotional tone. Francesca's marriage to John Sterling introduces viewers to a quieter, more introspective love story, one built not on scandal or seduction but on subtle connection and emotional depth. But as fans of the books know, Francesca's tale doesn't remain tranquil for long. Without giving too much away, her journey is one of heartbreak, transformation, and rediscovery, themes that contrast beautifully with the glittering chaos of London's high society. It's a narrative that will challenge what viewers think they know about love in the Bridgerton universe, proving that even the most composed hearts can be shattered and healed again. Meanwhile, the rest of the Bridgerton family will continue to evolve in the background. Benedict and Sophie's new life, Eloise's path of independence, and Anthony and Kate's adventures abroad could all interweave into Francesca's story, creating a rich tapestry of overlapping lives and emotions, with each sibling finding their own version of happiness. The family's collective story grows more layered, a legacy of love, defiance, and devotion that defines Bridgerton. There's also speculation that Queen Charlotte's influence will expand in future seasons, as she continues to pull the strings of London's social order. Whispers suggest that her protégés, Lady Danbury and the Featheringtons, will also find themselves navigating new intrigues and alliances, ensuring that the Tun's gossip mill never runs dry. If Season 4 is about passion and rebellion, Season 5 is shaping up to be about introspection and emotional maturity, a graceful continuation of the Bridgerton legacy. The storytelling will likely deepen, exploring grief, resilience, and the quiet power of enduring love. And as the music swells and another social season approaches, one thing remains certain: the Bridgertons aren't done captivating the world just yet, because in this grand dance of romance and society, Every sibling still has their moment to step into the light, and every waltz brings us closer to the next chapter of love, longing, and legacy in the ever-enchanting world of Bridgerton. Bridgerton, Season 4, isn't just another chapter in the saga. It's a visual and emotional evolution of the series. With Benedict's forbidden romance, Eloise's potential new love, and the dazzling cultural influences from India, this season promises to deliver passion, scandal, and sophistication like never before. Whether it premieres in January or later in 2026, one thing's for sure: the wait will be worth every second. Because in the world of Bridgerton, love always finds a way, even behind the mask.